Okay, Scorpio. So for the month of May, what I see that you are desiring, we have the King of Cups here. And the King of Cups is the worker. So what this lets me know is that, this is a general reading, obviously, but Scorpios in general, I feel that you are craving a partner. I feel that you're craving someone to emotionally connect with. And because this card, it represents a male energy. So it could be a man that you're desiring, but it could also, if you're a man, it could be a female. If you're a man, it could be a feminine energy that's a very strong energy. This worker, King of Cups fellow, he's a very caring person. The beauty of this person is that they are very balanced in their life. They're highly, in tune with their emotions, but they're also very ambitious. But the cool thing about this person is that they're ambitious, but they really truly care. It's not all about, material or financial gain. They really desire to help people. They really care for other people's well-being. So I see the Scorpio actually in two ways. I feel that for the month of May, this is either your energy, what you're desiring for yourself, or it could be what you're looking for someone else. So if this is for you and you're not looking for a relationship, I see that you're definitely ambitious. You're definitely pursuing your passions. And to me, I feel like this is related to a work or business or a cause or something that you're pursuing. You're very ambitious. You're very driven. You're very persistent. However, it's not all about the financial gain. However, you probably are going to be financially successful, or you already are, but that's not the main driving force. That's kind of a side product, because I feel a lot of passion and care, and you really genuinely care about this cause that you're pursuing with your whole heart. But I also feel that if you are pursuing work or, something, that your emotional side is just as important to you. So the people in your life, your family, your friends, or your loved one, is just equally as important, that connection, as your ambitions are. So for the month of May, this is what's kind of utmost importance to you. Like I said, for the Scorpio, if this is your energy and what you're desiring, it just sounds like being true to the things that make you you. Not neglecting one side or the other, not having to choose between work or love, but being balanced, because this guy's really balanced. He's kind of got it figured out, in my opinion. The King of Cups. He knows who he is. He's authoritative. He does not lack belief in himself. He's strong in his identity and his authority. He's good at what he does. He knows his stuff. He cares about other people, but he's also in tune with his emotions, and he knows that, a real man or woman can be strong, but also can be connected to others. So Scorpio, this is what I feel you're desiring for the month of May. And if it's not with you, if you kind of already have attained this in yourself, you might be looking for someone with these attributes. Maybe this is kind of the partner or the person or the friend, or even, the business partner that you're desiring this month. You're desiring someone that's well-rounded, someone that can connect with you with your ambitions and your passions, but also emotionally, and someone that isn't just all about, finance and flash. Because this guy, he's humble. He's not afraid to say, this is what I'm about, but he doesn't need to go parade himself down the street with his flashy stuff. Because he does what he does because that's what's in his heart. That's what his calling is. So I feel that you're coming from a very deep and intuitive place, Scorpio, a very powerful place. And you're either striving to encompass this energy in yourself, or you want to attract more people in your path, whether friends, family, loved ones that have this energy of the King of Cups for the month of May. So it's pretty awesome. I think that's really cool. Okay, so the energy that you might be identifying with, that you value or that you value in others, we actually have the Three of Swords. And this actually represents separation. So what this tells me is that, I don't know, some Scorpios might have been separated from people that they care about, or they will be. I feel a sense of separation happening. So, and maybe that's why what you're truly desiring is to connect, because there's a sense of separation. This could be a physical separation. It could be an emotional separation, a mental separation. It is a sword, so this could be in the thought process. So to me, another thing that this could mean is that you value and you identify with people that are able to disconnect from that which no longer serves them, because it is about mental separation. And on a positive note, what you might also be trying to do is maybe you're cutting out people, situations, or energies that no longer serve your highest intention, because your highest intention is very intuitive. It's very balanced. It's like kind of really feeling good about all areas in your life. So if you're at that place where you're like, this is who I am, this is what I desire, I'm not going to tolerate, there's certain things I'm going to have to cut out. There's certain things I'm going to have to separate from. Whether that's mentally, and it could be just within yourself. It could be your own thought processes, where certain thoughts aren't serving you any longer, and you see that now, and you're more clear about what you're truly intending to manifest in your life. So this could, like I said, because this is a general reading, this could represent a physical separation. There might be someone that you're separating from right now. And it could be temporary or permanent. It's not necessarily permanent. It could just be a temporary change. Or it could be a mental or emotional separation from someone. It could be a mental or emotional separation within your own thought processes. So you're valuing the people in your life that have the ability to do that as well. So I feel like you're seeking a higher spiritual level, and you're seeking a higher place that's more authentic for yourself. So anyone else that is demonstrating those abilities mentally, because I really feel like you're attracted to people that have that power, that have that mindset where they can just really say, no, this is no longer serving me, and this is what I need to do. So the value here is seeing what's no longer serving you, because as you can see with this picture, like, it's obvious there's a dark storm that's looming. You know, things are unsettled, and so you're aware that you need to separate. You're aware that you need to disconnect. And so and this is something that you probably admire in yourself and in others, because Scorpio is such a powerful, intuitive, psychic, you know, emotional sign, that when you have that inner strength and that will to do what is necessary, you really identify with that, and you feel like, okay, I'm totally balanced and I'm on track. So awesome stuff, Scorpio. As usual, does not surprise me at all. Okay, so for the month of May, what could be a hindrance or an illusion or something that might be a little bit of an obstacle, we actually have the Four of Cups, which is emotional stability. Okay, so this card is letting me know that the challenge for you, I mean, it's kind of all connecting here. Your intention is to be very balanced emotionally, to balance your work, your life, your lovers, your friends, and to be emotionally grounded and focused, to still pursue your passions without distraction. But something is separating. Something needs to be separated from, and therein lies, I mean, that's a beautiful thing, because it's just going to free you to do what you really desire, but therein also lies the challenge, or quote unquote, you know, area where we can have growth, is that your emotional stability will be tested. whatever you're having to let go of, whatever you're having to separate from or, you know, release is going to feel challenging. And that makes sense. I mean, anytime we have to let go of something, you know, that separation, it's not the most fun experience in the world, especially if it's someone you care about, or if it's something you care about, or if it's just something that you've held on to for a long time. Because this lets me know that these emotions, whatever this emotion has been, it's been held for a long, long time. If you look at these pillars, I mean, they look like they've been there since like ancient Rome. I mean, thousands of years. And they're not easily moved. So this lets me know that there's some type of emotional attachment that is going to prove to be a little bit of a challenge, but it doesn't have to be, Scorpio, because you're aware that sometimes we have to separate from things on a mental level in order to achieve the balance that we're seeking. So for the month of May, you know, you're going to feel some things, but that's, you know, that's the beauty of your sign. The beauty of your sign is that you do feel so intensely and so deeply, and that's a beautiful thing to be celebrated. So don't beat yourself up for that and don't run from it. Just know that this is part of your process. And, you know, just having the awareness that as you're growing as a human being and as a person, that this is, you know, to be, I don't want to say expected, but it's part of that process. You can just know that, okay, this is part of the process. I know that this is I'm going to feel some things based on the choices that I'm making, because I'm growing and I'm moving and I'm expanding. I feel like old patterns, old ways of thoughts, old connections, something in the past, something that's been held onto very powerfully, very strongly, emotionally, is going to be released, or that you're in that process of releasing it. And, you know, just be patient with yourself, be patient with that process, know that you're moving in the right direction. And you're a very powerful human being, so I know for a fact you can do that. Okay, so as far as the right actions to take for the month of May, and this kind of fits, we actually have the Death card here, and this is all about transformation. I actually love this card. I think it's so beautiful. I mean, just the colors there. So here you are in this little cocoon. It's dark in there, and it's comfortable, and it's safe, and you're protected. And as you're letting go of these old things that are no longer serving you, your wings are your beautiful, vibrant, radiant wings are starting to come forth. And these wings are enabling you to fly and to be free. And so the actions of the month of May are just to allow this transformative process to take place. You know, I mean, when something dies, it's intense. Yes, it's intense, but the new life that comes from that experience is something that could never be produced any other way. And so to me, Scorpio, I feel like you have this transformative thing happening with you, which actually fits your sign. I mean, you're all about the death of certain things and transformation, and, you know, the phoenix rising from the ashes. So God in the universe is just saying, embrace it. See this, see the beauty all around this cocoon. Like if you were just to stay in that cocoon, it's just dark in there. But if you look outside of yourself and you look at what's happening, I mean, you've got the sunrise, you've got these gorgeous flowers, you have these beautiful wings. That's the point. That the things that are no longer serving you, as you let go of them, you're just going to produce these amazing, beautiful new experiences in your life. And so there's a lot of power happening for you in the month of May, Scorpio, and it's because you've done a lot of introspection and you've done a lot of work, and you've been very in tune. So that's pretty incredible. Okay, now the attitude to have for the month of May, we actually have the Emperor, and so this also just falls in line with what we're talking about here. So it just seems like the universe and God reminds us, as each sign, we all have gifts in our signs. And we all have weaknesses in our sign. So the universe is asking you for the month of May to kind of go counterintuitive. Okay, so counter what is natural. You know, because the Emperor is purely rational. I mean, this guy is so unemotional, it's not even funny. He sits on his block. He is so purely objective and just analyzes in a logical fashion and makes all of his choices just based on pure fact. There's really no emotion with this guy. He is purely logical, rational, objective, and he's aware that things take time. He's aware that he has to stand his ground. He has to stand firm in this mental thought pattern. He's not going to move from it. He is completely determined that, and what I'm getting is that whatever these things you're cutting out, whatever these things you're letting go of, you have to have that absolute 1,000% resolute determination. This is what I'm doing. I'm not going to be moved. You couldn't move me even if you tried. I'm going to sit here as long as it takes until I achieve my goals and my objectives. And almost in a stubborn fashion. This is just not allowing any emotion to overpower you, not allowing any impulse to overpower you, but purely based on what you desire in your thought processes, in your mind, your affirmations, what you have intended for yourself. That is what you're going to stick to come hell or high water. That's your attitude you're meant to have. And this also shows that you're supposed to have this with other people. So if anyone challenges you, Scorpio, with the choices that you're making, the things you're letting go of, or the people or the situations, this is the attitude that you're meant to have. And he's very authoritative. This is a masculine energy, so he's strong. He's not going to back down for anyone. He's very respected. So, and it's not to be mean to anyone, but it's to be very firm and very strong and very rational. And if they're trying to put guilt trips on you or emotional trips or whatever they're doing, you're very logical, you're very objective, you're very calm, cool, collected, and you respond and with all rationality, and you stick to that. So that is the guidance there. So just to recap quickly before we get to the outcome. So for the month of May, Scorpio, I see that you are desiring the King of Cups, which is an emotional, balanced, loving, supportive, either partnership or for yourself, to epitomize that energy of balance between emotions, ambitions, and passions, truly caring about other people in your life, connecting with others, but also really feeling fulfilled in your job and your passions and what you're doing in the world. A very beautiful energy, very admirable. Also, this is a card of leadership. So you're influencing others, you're helping others, you're leading others, you're guiding others. So that's what you're desiring for the month of May. What you're identifying with or what you're valuing in others is the Three of Swords, and this is separation. So this is either representing a separation that you're currently going through with someone in your life, someone possibly close to you, or something that even though you know it's necessary, it's still, it still feels emotional, but you're willing to do it because this is what you desire. You're willing to do it because you know that this is the right thing to do. You know this is what has to be done. It could even be within yourself, just certain thoughts that you finally have come to that place that you know they're not serving you, and you're ready to let it go. You're ready to mentally, this is a very mental card, you're ready to change those thoughts and let the old stuff go. The challenge for the month of May is that the emotional attachments that you've had could, be a temptation to continue to hold on to them, or they've been so long lasting and so constant that could kind of trip you up, or you might want to go back to those thought processes, or just a fear of the unknown, a fear of the change, a fear of, if I let go of this, am I going to feel secure? And the answer the universe says is absolutely, absolutely, Scorpio. Do not be afraid of this death. Do not be afraid of this transformation, because the beauty that is coming out of this is incredible. To embrace it, to embrace the change, to trust that process. So that is any type of action that you take for the month of May should incorporate that energy. And as far as the right attitude to have with yourself and others, we have the Emperor. So really taking a rational, objective, cut and dry, firm, authoritative response about who you are and your intentions and your plans and your objectives, and not being moved, and taking as long as it needs to take, you know, thinking those thoughts as long as it needs for you to manifest. You're not moving. This is who you are. So if you do all these things, Scorpio, the universe says that what we have coming up for you is actually the Page of Wands. And this is all, I like this, Scorpio, because this is a fire energy. So what this tells me is that this is going to create change in your life and excitement. This guy is, first of all, he's kind of mysterious, which fits Scorpio. I feel like this is you. Mysterious. People are drawn to this person. They want to know more about this person. He's exciting. He's magnetic. He's charismatic. So this could be for the feminine as well. People are going to be drawn to you, Scorpio. They're going to want to know, what does this person have? Because I want some. And this also represents change. There's going to be change, and it's going to happen very swiftly because it's a fire energy. It's going to be powerful. It's going to be dramatic. It's going to be intense. So there's going to be some powerful, positive changes that are going to take place if you allow this process to happen. And obviously that change is going to be different for everyone depending on what you're working on. But this guy, whenever you see him, it spells change, and it spells change happening very quickly. So I feel that if you do these things, you're going to move out the junk. You're going to move out whatever was, you know, keeping you from what you truly desired. And it's just going to allow that powerful, positive change to take place, and allow your beauty, Scorpio, of who you are, because you are attractive, you are mysterious, you are magnetic, you are charismatic. People are going to be like, I want to hang out with this person. I want to know what this person's all about. So it's really just going to strengthen you as a person, as an individual, and allow your gifts to just become more bold and obvious for the whole world to see.